Hey YouTube, this is Zach the Visionary, and today I thought I'd bring you guys an updated version of the Dark Scorpion deck. I made a few changes to this deck to make it more, I don't know, challenging and more fun. I don't know, and to make it more useful for the extra deck too. I don't know, let's get started, shall we? Give me a sec. Alright then, for starters, we start off with 3 Donzalugs. Essential to the deck, he destroys cards in your opponent's hand and deck. And then next up we have 2 Cliff the Trap Removers. He destroys spells and trap cards and your opponent's deck. Next up, 2 Chick the Yellows. He's like a compulsory evacuation device. Returns 1 card in the field to the owner's hand. And you get to look at the top card of your opponent's deck and choose to put that in the top or the bottom of his deck. And then next up, 2 the Thorns. Searcher of the deck brings back one of the Dark Scorpions, that kind of stuff. And then next we have Mystic Tomato. I'm trying to get 2 more for this because I know it's hard to find. If you guys have any Mystic Tomatoes, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can trade or buy it off you. Next up, 2 Photon Thrashers. They cannot be normal summoned or set. They can only be special summoned if you control no monsters. So yeah, it's easy to bring out more. I know that 3 level 4 XC monsters. Thanks to him, well, you know what I mean. You can bring out 3 level 4 XC monsters because of him, I think. Next up, we have 3 Goblinbergs. He's pretty good. When you normal summon him, you get to special summon another monster from your hand, and he turns to defense mode because of it. And then next up, 1 Exiled Force. I may have to take him out so I can put in another Mystic Tomato, but I'm only having him for a filler or a proxy or something like that. But yeah, he's only in there for the time being. Next up, 1 Grand Mole. He's pretty efficient. He's a jelly monster, so if your opponent attacks it, you can activate his effect to return that monster and him to your hand. And then onto the spells. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. Self-explanatory, gets 1 level 4 warrior type from your deck to your hand. And the warrior returning alive to bring a warrior type from your graveyard to your hand. And then next up, 2 Ego Boosts. It's like a Rush Recklessly, but it's 1,000 they gain. And next, 2 Infected Males. A lot of people use 3 Infected Males, but I prefer 2. Because it's more efficient, and you get to draw your best cards and such. Next up, 2 Smashing Grounds. Again, efficient. You don't want to have too many of these in your decks, so best if you keep it at 2. And then next up, 2 Magnum Shields. So I may have to take 1 out so I can put in a Mystic Tomato. But yeah, the 3rd Mystic Tomato I meant. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do actually. And next up, 2 Big Bang Shots. They're pretty good. You can even, I think I've explained it in my last video of what they can do. But if you didn't see the last video, you can equip this to your opponent's monster, and you can just MST it to banish the monster. So that'd be pretty good. Next up, Dark Hole. It's a staple card, so it's self-explanatory. Next, 2 MSTs to destroy any of those back rows or something like that. And then last but not least, 1 Swords of Revealing Light. I know not many decks run this card, but I know it's nice to know that you have a backup plan for any of those any of your trap cards and that stuff. I know I like Swords of Revealing Light. It's a common denominator of something, denominator of bad terrible choice of words, I'm sorry about that. And then onto the traps. We have, two Wabakus. Self-explanatory, they basically stop the attack. And then we have one trap hole, destroys monsters that your opponent just summoned, while normal summoned or flip if they're over 1,000. And then magic cylinder, self-explanatory, and such, it sends the attack right back to your opponent. And then draining shield, it takes your opponent's monster's attack and claims them as life points. So yeah, it heals you. Next up, threatening roar, stops the attack. And torrential tribute, a staple card, destroys all monsters, so it's basically another dark hole in that matter. And then we have a defense draw. Let me get up close to you. Yep, defense draw. It's like a Wabaku, but allows you to draw a card when you activate it. It's pretty good. And then last but not least, Call of the Haunted. Staple, brings back a monster from your graveyard. Okay then. Moving on to the extra deck, we have one Granosaurus, and one number 49 Fortune Tune, and one Knight Papalo Operative, and Tin Archduke, and one Evil Swarm Thanatos, and number 57 Trihead Dust Dragon. I've never really brought him out, but he has a pretty good effect, so let's hope I get lucky with this deck and hopefully bring him out. Sorry about that, that was my Twitter, I think. Yep, that's my Twitter. And next up we have one Crazy Box. Hell of a card, I always bring him out, but he always has a self-destruct effect if you roll a 6 or something, so watch out for that. Then next up we have number 44 Sky Pegasus. It's pretty great if you ask me. If your opponent's on very low life points, he has no excuse to give up 1,000 of his life points to negate this effect, and you can destroy his face-up monster. And then next we have Maestroke, the Symphony de Jin. Everyone's running this card now, so I thought, man, why not? He's easy to bring out. And then next we have Comics Hero King Arthur, suitable for the suitable for the Dark Scorpions. I don't know, I have a feeling that I might actually add I think I might add a Robin Zombie or Robin Goblin to this deck. But I don't know, it's your choice if you want to add those cards to it. But I don't know, I'm thinking of adding one of those trap cards to it, so I don't know. Last but not least, one of my personal favorites, number 104 Masquerade. He's pretty great. He's actually the weakness to the Cyber Dragon deck. You can negate any monster, well actually your opponent's monster's effect, and they lose 800 life points. And you can only use it 3 times though, but his other effect makes up for it. You can send one card from your opponent's deck to the graveyard, well the top card of it anyway, but I think it's pretty good. I love him. I used to always bring him out, but now it's gone pretty hectic, so let's hope I can bring him out again, or if I get lucky or something. But yeah, that's all actually, really. Finally updated my Dark Scorpion deck, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you do whatever you want. If you have any other better decks of Dark Scorpions, or any suggestions of what to add into this deck, then I'm open to I'm actually open to suggestions. So comment below what you think and what cards I should use for this deck, and I'll try and do something with this deck or something like that. But anywho, I hope you guys have a good weekend or something like that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.